Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today once again, bringing you guys Lambies chapter reviews. Today is One Piece chapter 764 review, and of course, if you haven't seen it yet, somewhere in this corner right here is going to be the live reaction to the chapter. Go watch that first, then come back to me for the reviews. Thing here is this though. This chapter, simple, straightforward from a structure standpoint, but they do talk about a lot of important things. And what's very important for the overall series is the forever subplot of D. Yeah, everyone likes some D, so get your lotion ready when I start talking about that shit. So the thing here is that my lotion's over there, I can't reach it, so gotta go bare hand, man. Just gotta go bare hand, man. So the thing here is this. When it comes to, actually, hold on, before I jump right in, there's also a lot, when you go back to the live reaction that I did yesterday, a lot of theories running around. A lot of theories, and some of them I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So, let me start here. I have a lot of respect for Korra. I do. Because what he's doing, or excuse me, not Korra, Rocinante. What Rocinante is doing, I think is very cool because he is giving this kid something to hope and dream for, even though this kid has only known death and despair on like the highest degrees and only had, let's say, less than give or take 11 months to live. So he's saying, you know what? I'm going to try and find a cure to help this kid. I'm going to try and give this kid something that he never had before. Hope. And instead of being complacent with what appears to be the reality, which is his demise at the hand of the amber-lead poisoning, he's going to fight this quote-unquote reality. And he's going to give this kid a chance at life. And that, to me, I think is very cool. Especially when he lays out his emotions at the end of the chapter. He says, when you stabbed me, I didn't feel any pain. I just felt sorry for you. The exact quote escapes me. But the way he laid it out was very cool, very heartwarming. And it actually is, like, I think, the final step towards this characterization between Law and Korra, Rocinante. So I did like it a lot. It was very nice. And then we go to the next point, where in which it is finding out who Korra really is and how he's keeping his bro on lock. First of all, that whole scene there where they go to the flashback and how they're all being hung up on the side of the building, and then you have their father who's being shot with arrows, and you have Rocinante himself also crying, and then you have Flamingo like, yo, I am going to kill all of you. None of you will escape. Every last one of you will die. I will bathe in your blood. I'm like, yeah. He might as well have said that shit. You're like, jeez. Like, for a kid, a very hardcore personality. And again, this is a guy who grew up, or a kid who grew up, with certain, to say the least, certain advantages in life, certain privileges in life. So he was a privileged child, and to have all that torn away from him in a few days, in an instant, if you would, via his father's own decision. And now he's being treated as if he was an animal. Oh no, that's not going to fly. But obviously, Korra took it one way. But Flamingo, it did not fly with the Sky Demon. So, obviously, you can see how that starts. But then finding out how, even though he's still a fool, he works for the Marines. He told Law he did not, but I'll still, because Law's a kid, so Law's gonna believe him anyway. But he told Law, I don't work for the Marines, where he actually does work for the Marines. And ignore that shit. One take wonder mode, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. Got a problem with that? Bam. So, thing here is obviously we're working for the Marines. And I gotta say, man, that is one hell of an undercover mission. First of all, this is your bro. But, you have to wonder the nuances. At what point in time did Rocinante actually join with the Marines? And how does Law, or how does Flamingo not know about that? How is he able to keep it under wraps that well? That's very scary. But it's working. And Bagels is on point. Oh, I'm sorry, Muffins. Oh, whoever's Muffins, who's ever Bagels, fuck it, man. Fuck it. I like it. So, thing here is that you got the bakery on lock. Right? Every time the shop closes, they just, chains, giant chains, keys. They got 50 damn fucking locks in this shit. The bakery's on lock. All their sweets are intact. So, I like it. I like the correlation that's going on with Law, with Rocinante, and the Marines. So, again, very nice. Now, what makes you wonder, though, is Virgo-san. Because Virgo, I got a funny feeling that Virgo is going to be the demise of Rocinante. Where Virgo's going to find out that Rocinante is actually working for the Marines, going to fill in Flamingo. In fact, that's probably the reason why Flamingo is calling him right now. Because he now knows that Roci is a spy. He's going to kill Roci. And then he's going to turn to a full-on demon. Because the way I see it is that Flamingo's personality is very twisted, very corrupt, very dark. But that's real-time Flamingo. Flamingo now, we see, he seems to be on the precipice of that. He's not fully there, but he's getting there. If Roci is caught, well, actually, I'm pretty sure he is caught betraying Flamingo. And Flamingo kills his own little brother by his hands. Keep in mind, Flamingo called him his beloved little brother. Where in which Roci, as far as I know, doesn't see his older bro in the same light that his older bro sees him in. So, the thing here is that if he were to kill Rocinante by his own hands, which he probably does, that's going to be the true breaking point that completely converts Flamingo into this monster, this demon, if you would. So, that's what I'm thinking right there. And finally, I gotta say, man, the fact that he has the powers of the Nagi Nagi no Mi, that's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, his powers look like they're not used for actual, attack. I mean, maybe he could use it for attack purposes, I'm not too sure, but it is a very convenient power. For example, if you have that power, and then you're with your beloved, and you decide to go to, let's say, a park and get your think on, get a little bit freaky in the park. It means sometimes it happens. Sometimes you're in the park by yourself, and then you want to do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Hey, get down tonight. Oh, so sometimes it rolls that way, and when it does roll that way, instead of worrying about the screams and the moans, you just snap your fingers. And all of a sudden, sound negate. No sound, nothing. No one can hear you. You can howl until the night is over, and no one can hear your ass. That is a convenient ability. Want to get shit done? Snap, and all of a sudden, no one can hear you, and then you just do what you got to do. I like it. So, thing here is that, again, a very convenient power. So, whether or not we're going to see Flamingo bring in Rocinante and kill him on some Assassin's Creed type of shit, here he comes, so I can back of the throat. Don't know. But we gotta see. We got to see, back of the neck. Let me, rephrase that. So the thing here is this. When it comes to the last part of the video I want to talk about here, the theories. There are a few theories that are flying around now. Because now we know that Rocinante, again, he's already a different user. Therefore, he can't get the Opio no Mi. So, question is here, number one, who gets the Opio no Mi to heal Law? And number two, is it actually the case to where Law gets healed by the Opio no Mi? And this has spawned a lot of theories, man. So let me start with theories that actually don't correlate with that notion right there. There are two theories that I saw in the comment section of the last video that caught my attention. Number one, people have okay, so in chapter 691, there was a filmsy color page spread of all the Marines when they were younger. Garp when he was younger, Sengoku, Akainu, Aokiji, Kizaru, so on and so forth. And when you go to that color page, I'll put it in the comment section down below. You get to see between Zoro and Nami, where Nami's weapon is, the climb attack, there's a face. And that face looks like Rocinante. When Sengoku pulls under his desk the drawer, and then you see the picture of Rocinante, that picture of Rocinante looks like Rocinante that we see in, if it's actually Rocinante, it looks like the face in between Zoro and Nami. Which means that Oda foreshadowed Rocinante since chapter 691 in a Film Z color page spread in the midst of Punk Hazard. I mean, that's Oda for you. He's good at foreshadowing, that's for damn sure. So again, it's a theory. We're not too sure, but it's quite possible that's Rocinante. Number two, this one a lot more far-fetched. Honestly, it's treading on real thin ice. But people... Okay, so if you go back in chapter 763, there is a picture of Rocinante when he's a kid, obviously. When you go to the wiki of One Piece and you see the photo of Kid Killer, they look very similar. Killer from Eustace Kid's crew. So all of a sudden you have Kid Killer that Oda drew looks very similar to Kid Rocinante. Therefore, Rocinante not actually dead, still alive, and he's Eustace Kid's subordinate. See, that one is treading on really thin ice. Like, whoa, fucking Killer? Eustace Kid's subordinate Killer. Rocinante, Doflamingo's little bro. So, that one, a lot more questionable. You have to wonder about that one. But finally, the last theory that ties in to Law getting healed. Dr. Kureha. Now, keep in mind that we're running around here and we're going to hospital from doctor to doctor trying to get Law healed. And now we know that someone like Kora doesn't eat because unless he's pulling the Blackbeard shit, unless he's pulling that shit out, where he can consume two Duffers at once, or he can have two different powers, he's not eating another devil fruit. Which means that in order for Law to get healed, either someone else eats the fruit and heals him, or Law doesn't get healed through Duffy powers, but he gets healed through actual medicine. And someone of great value to the medical field in One Piece is Dr. Kureha. That's the facts. So Dr. Kureha, and she is world-renowned, famous, mind you, for a reason. So, Dr. Kureha heals Law. Because someone in the comment section of the last video, in my live reaction, stated, now there was a quote that she said, along the lines of, so the will of D still remains strong, or something like that. The exact quote escapes me. If you know what I'm talking about, put in the comment section down below. The person who said that quote in the last video, put it in this video as well. Thing here is this. She knows some stuff about the will of D that may have ties to Law. And people, now this one is, I think, a little more far-fetched per se, but people are saying how, since she's so old, perhaps it's not because she ate those weird plums or whatever she ate in order to stay to stay alive for that long, but actually it may be because of the Opie no Mi. Dr. Kureha is immortal. Really, really thin ice, man. Yeah. So, hey, man. I mean, it's very possible that Kureha may come in and actually save Law. But her being immortal. So, those are the theories that are going on right now. And this chapter has spurred on a lot of thought. Because finally, you have the whole D thing going on. That is the forever subplot of One Piece. The will of fucking D. And it's fascinating because you have the fated family. So the D's are all related. They all have a common ancestry. And it ties into the kingdom. I'm telling you. Like, I've discussed this like a bajillion times. The people who were a part of the kingdom that had extreme, like, phenomenal technology were the D's. That country. Who came down from the moon, who were the Shandians, the Bilkins, the Skypeans. They are the D's. The D's lost the war to the world government, and they disbanded. But they kept their legacy intact throughout the ages. Secret codenames. And the Tenryubito are fully aware of that. Which is why they treat the D's as their mortal enemies. The monsters. And now you have smaller sub-theories going around. Well, not smaller sub-theories, but you have other theories going around. Where in which you have the D equals the devil. If you have the gods or the Tenryubito, then their arch enemies would be the devil, the D's. Monkey, devil, Luffy. Monkey, devil, Garp. Portagas, devil, Ace. Trafalgar, devil, Waterloo. Or actually, I should say Waterloo, whatever. Fascinating stuff, it really is. And then there was a final theory that I think is not really that important, but it does have some symbolism. Where, when you go back to Skypiea, one of my favorite arcs in One Piece, because of its significance to the overall story, huge, massive. You have Monkey D. Luffy, the antithesis of the gods of the Tenryubito, taking on a god, the arch enemy. God Enel, lightning. His counterpart, his weakness. Monkey D, Monkey Devil, Luffy, rubber. His arch nemesis. There's a lot of shit going on there, man. See, again, Oda, the way I see Oda, in a lot of ways, he's like, One Piece is like Finding Waldo, but it's like constantly. You're always looking for fucking Waldo. But the problem here is that Waldo is separated in like parts. Like you'll find Waldo's arm. You'll find Waldo's like tooth somewhere. You'll find Waldo's big toe. You'll find his hair. You'll find his pinky over there. And you have to somehow take all these little pieces that Oda throws out in the One Piece story, through cover stories, through in chapter stuff, that like little small frames that you can't really like see until like you get like a magnifying glass and shit. Like apparently in one of the newspapers in this arc, there's a photo of Crocodile. What the fuck? You have to take these little pieces and somehow fit them together to actually come to a conclusion of some kind. One of the many things that Oda does actually very well. So, overall, that's a chapter. I'm done. So, I guess at some point in the future, I guess maybe next month, I'll do another discussion about the D, because, I mean, the D is very important. For obvious reasons. For men, it's yeah, you gotta keep that shit intact. For ladies, obviously you want it too, unless you roll the other way. You want D in your life. So, the thing here is that the D is very important for One Piece and for real life. So, the thing here is, gotta talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it in a video I'll do at some point in the future. So, I'm done. Keep it. The chapter overall, I'll get chapter. I'm gonna give a rating of a, let's say, great, and I'll see you guys later. Rate the video, good plus. Rate the video, comment, subscribe, have a nice day. By the way, one point of clarification. Even though I do like the chapter, I do gotta say that when it comes to Korra's character, his position is actually very convenient for Law's benefit. I'm just saying that. So, I mean, even though I like the chapter, it is, Korra's character position is very convenient. It makes things run quite smoothly in comparison to what they actually may have been if Law had to do this on his own, to be quite honest. But another story. So, I'll see you guys later.